Hello and welcome to the stream. This is Himibo. I'm joined alongside tonight with Murderin. How you doing? Yeah, brother. All right. Well, tonight we're having a spicy matchup between Lubu and Ana Maniacs or Ana Maniacs and Division B Northeast. Sort of interesting that NGS split B East into more divisions, but I think it's kind of cool. What do you think about that? Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. At least we get the. In case for those watching who don't know, we myself and Murderin are in Division A West this season, playing for Minion Miners, double round robin. We actually are familiar with a lot of the players on both teams. Before we dive into that, let's take a look at the standings. Even though the season just started, um, right now I'm looking at ninth and 10th place, which that's really there's a huge tie right now. They both have 0 points. Um, the only team that has played is Legal, and they played. Oh no, actually, Boogan's Forever did too, but for some reason it's not updated. Uh, but either way, they're sitting at the top of the ranking so far. Not a whole lot to say there. Um, but yeah, that's what we're looking at so far this season. Um, let's get into the teams a little bit. Murder and tell us you did extensive research, very extensive research. That's all he needs. They're blue side, I think. I mean, blue's kind of home, I think. Mm-hmm. Many moons together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, first place regular season for Lubu last season, season 9, and that was in C East. So obviously they did enough to let the placement committee know, hey, we deserve being moved up to B, which they were in B previously. They've been a little bit back and forth between the two, but like you said, I think this is the same, pretty much the same team that's been around since at least season 6. Um, maybe season 7, somewhere around there. But they've been largely together for many seasons now. What do you think that gives them an advantage at all? Mm. I agree with that. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. You know what? They made Coastal Finals, or they won Coastal Finals. That's what we know, right? Okay, 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 okay. It's shrouded in mystery. Oh, you can't hear murdering? Uh oh. Dangstrom getting in early. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. All right, hold. Yeah. I got you. Sorry, this is 30-second. Um, this is first split problems. You know what I mean? Let's go to this. Okay, so try say something. Oh, you're still silenced. I think. Dead silence. Okay, hold on. Headphones. Let's try this. All right, now go again. Go.
I'm going again.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my god. This guy
We
over here
got it.
censoring me.
You know, we could have.
Censoring me. You
We
just trying to
probably.
see if I was gonna, drop some foul bombs right there in the first few minutes. It was a
Yeah,
test.
definitely the better than the old 2 minute delay. Dankstrom in here. I don't know if you saw. I was gonna do a player profile for Dankstrom, but I couldn't get the DB. The DB hated Dankstrom. Didn't like him. We were actually talking about him before this. Before he told us about these audio issues, but he was on before Salt Scale What was it? Salt Scale
Salt scale Murgles. And then before that,
Merkles.
Trump. That's when we knew him.
He was on the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit, aka Trump, and that was season 7, where they took us out in the semifinals. Definitely no salt there at all. I mean, I'm pretty mad. Maybe that's why I couldn't
I'll
find
never
him.
forget.
I just couldn't find him in the DB. Maybe that's why. Um, but yeah, he was on the team then. Oh, I'm getting some stuff over here. Okay, tell us some more about the teams. I'm gonna handle some map stuff.
All right. Well, I will repeat myself. First of all, Lubu. Well, no, you already talked about it. They're a long running team together, coming in out of C, coming into B after a good season, wanting to prove that they belong in B after they got put back down there, like you said, from B before. Nobody wants to get put back. I'm sure they're coming in with something to prove. And then, like I said, you got Ana Maniacs made up of a bunch of players from multiple teams, of which we know, which is Salt Scale Murgles, who had a great season. That's Dangstrom. And then, oh man, I can't remember the other ones, but they're a pretty put together team. Is this their first season? Yeah, they haven't had a season before this,
Yeah,
did
on
they?
a Maniacs, great team name, by the way, if I haven't said that already. From a kid who was raised in the 90s. I mean, on a Maniacs is just wonderful. Sorry, I'm messaging around, all right? You got to keep talking. Go, 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 go.
Oh my god, you're making me do all the work, huh?
Mm-hmm. Tell us more.
I ain't got nothing. I'm just excited to see these fools play. It's gonna be good. First game I've seen of the season so far.
Less said about salt scale, the better. That's what Dankstrom says in chat.
Oh, it sounds like there's some
Ooh,
salt.
ooh, salty scales. Um,
Well, then Dingstrom's leaving behind something.
he's got
And
some beauty in his
still,
past, and then we
still,
got
we
some stuff
know
we're just gonna
him as a
leave behind.
solid player
We
from
know
back in
he's
the
a
B
solid
days.
player. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And they're in it again with some other players. And I don't know if we talked about this, but actually from that same season, season 7, we have VZ. According to our research, was on the team Deviled Kegs back again in the season
That's
7,
right.
and that team took it all the way against the Real Ultimate. No, it was against the Beast Coast, I think. Yeah. Beast Coast in the finals. They lost to Beast Coast in the finals, I believe, and so he was on a division finalist team.
It's two teams that took it all the way.
Joining VZ from Deviled Kegs are their captain and Django. Blah, blah, blah. What do we got? Got Sir Watson. He was on the season 8 Deviled Kegs team along with Django, and then VZ played last season on World Hunger Avoidance team. And so as you can see, they got a lot of experience on this team, like you were saying.
Yeah, so they might not have the synergy, but we know they're good players.
Oh, they
But that's not
officially
to
changed.
say they don't have the
Dankstrom's
synergy.
dropping
They've had a lot of time.
some info in the chat. But
Well, I ain't there. You're the one. You got
join
to
this
relay
newbie.
that.
Yo, you can tune in at twitch.tv/Amiibo. You want to fill in on that one. Okay, but we were talking about Dankstrom not getting any love from the database, but who was getting love was Lubu member Alan Hicks. So let's take a look at his profile. We're going to do a standout here. Alan Hicks, 68% win rate last season, playing Warriors, aka tanks. And we're taking a look at Joanna, ETC, and Diablo. Those were his 3 most played. Now, I just gotta say, let's talk about the meta for a second. There was a patch that came out this week. Tanks have been hit a lot since last season. Last season was largely across everything Joanna #1. Now, not so much, in my opinion. What do you think about tanks?
Well, like you said, I know how you feel about Joanna. You think that she went from top to bottom because of that D nerf. But
5-second passive
ETC
or
recently
trait.
took another nerf, did he not? To
He did
the
on his
recent heroic
encore.
cooldown. Yeah.
That, which to be fair was a pretty big buff. So while it's a nerf, it's coming off the heels of a large buff. So
I've been seeing a lot of ETC today, and he still seems quite strong.
Yeah, I mean the thing is if you do the math on what was, I guess it's different now. When it was the 8% from the encore, it was every hero hit was taking about 9.5 seconds off of your cooldown, your mosh pit, the real ultimate mosh pit. No, your mosh pit cooldown, and I mean 9.5 seconds off of 120-second cooldown ultimate for every hero you hit with your face melt. That is like, you throw mosh pit a few times a game to
It's pretty
it's up
ridiculous,
all
yeah.
the time. Now it's down to 6%, so it's going to be up less often, but still much more often than before. So really, it's a significant buff to mosh pit.
He's definitely up there in the prioritized tanks.
Right. Yeah. Do you think the medallion will play any part in countering ETC?
I think
Because
that depends on how used to people are at pressing 1.
Yeah,
You got to
or
press it beforehand. I mean, you can bait people pretty hard with it. I mean, you can get an ETC to come in and waste his mosh just on you if you're quick enough with that medallion.
not only that, but well, okay, here's a counterpoint though. 5-minute cooldown medallion and mosh pit up more than every 2 minutes if you go encore now.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, he's going to have it more often, but if you do that at a key moment and it costs them a fight or a few lives and an objective, I mean, is that not worth it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it is. I'm still waiting on the
It's a
map
play
picks over
turner
here.
for sure. It's a play turner.
Well, so here's the thing. So mosh pit is a really difficult, especially we're talking about Division B. Now, Division B is not there. So there, for those who don't know, who might not know, we have divisions E through heroic and now storm on top of that. So Division B is, we're talking probably top in terms of the player base. We're talking about platinum to above, like gold, high gold, a few gold, but
Are you getting into the div hierarchy right now?
what
Are
I'm
you getting
saying is
div
this: is
elitist on these people?
no. What I'm saying is
Just
that I mean, what we're talking about here is a player base that is on average probably platinum, right? Like the average B, but we're gonna
You're
have
saying that they might
lower.
struggle to land mosh in the first
No,
place.
what I'm saying the opposite is well, actually, yes,
Oh,
yeah,
I see
that
what
is
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying.
It might
I'm
be
saying
easier
it's
to land the mosh.
well, so it's a little bit of both, right? You get better ETC players, but you also have better, more aware players on the other side, right? So, I mean, it's one of those things that the medallion is going to definitely pay off because you were actually right. Whenever I was going to go with, it's harder to land the moshes, right? So
Definitely. I mean, everybody who relies on CC and people took a little bit of a nerf when they came out with that medallion. Even Diablo, for that matter. I mean, if you see him coming at you, he can charge you, and you pop it as he's doing it, and you won't be able to do anything. Of
and let's
course,
not
that's a
forget.
charge, like you said. But again, if it
Well,
gets the
so
tank killed, it gets the tank killed.
the nice thing about APOC is you can so here's the thing with the medallion: you have to pop your unstoppable before you're CC'd. So if you're in the mosh pit, you can't press 1 and walk away, right? So it has to be before. With ETC, you can chain CC as Q and the power slide and the mosh pit together. Whenever you're talking about Diablo, there is a lot of times a very small window of opportunity after the overpower where you can press your unstoppable to negate the APOC, for example. So it's a little bit easier, I think.
Are you ruling out other tanks here? I mean, is there no chance of May today?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm not trying to rule out anything. By the way, you can join on me.
If we're gonna
I'm
talk
in
on
right now.
about the meta, I mean, there's more than these 3 tanks here.
Yeah. I mean, I think May is really strong, but hard to play. Which
Well,
is
I
why
mean,
her win rate isn't super
we
high.
just
But
know
I
that she's
think
kind of handy capable at tanking. So
she's been receiving
I don't
lots of
know if you should be
nerfs
using
too.
your own personal experiences. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting the map information. Let's send it over to the map screen right now, and I'm gonna update this live. We're gonna do it live.
Oh yeah, we got a new map in the rotation this season, Hanamura, which, to
Thoughts
be
on that
honest, is
map?
tragic. I really wanted Garden of Terra. Let's be
So
honest.
did I. It gets a lot of hate. Garden of Terror, that is. But I mean, I like it. Dangstrom, yep. Sorry, buddy. He says in our lobby chat, minion miners are blacklisting me in the stats. Well, you know what? Just is what it is, my dude. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Bro, it's because he beat us all that time ago. You're holding a grudge. You gotta let go, Jimmy.
Oh. I'm just saying it was really easy to find Alan in there, so I don't know. Can't really say much else than that. Nobody wants to send me map picks and bans. But yeah, getting back to Anamura. What do you think about the map though? Because we got that instead of Sky Temple, and honestly, 2 wildly different maps. One, Sky Temple being giant 3-lane map where there's like macro is huge, and macro is still big on Hanamura, but in a totally different way. It being a 2-lane map.
I mean, that map is like 50% camp management. You gotta be getting your big boy. But they did nerf that thing recently, and the objective is more important now. I don't know. We both seen some cheese on that map. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now let's take a look at this. We got a let's look at these bands. Blue side being Lubu and Braxis out, and Lubu won the coin flip, chose map. So let's see, Braxis, Tomb of the Spider Queen, both in here. Ourselves, Hanamura being the other side. Battlefield of
Whoever
Eternity.
banned Hanamura gets my gold star of approval.
Those 2, boom, that got updated, and then our first game is going to be Infernal Shrines, and once again, that was picked by boom Lubu in here. Okay, cool. Now we got that screen. Look at it. It's looking all pretty. 0-0. Really liking the this map screen too. I don't. You don't have my Twitch open, but
I got it open. I'm
Oh,
judging
okay.
you
You'll
right
see it
now.
then.
Where's the
It's
bans though?
updated.
We need X's.
I'm updating.
Bro.
I'm updating. Yeah, no X's. It says ban.
Oh,
It's got
we just need to
colors
get you some internet.
you'll see.
That's all.
30-second delay, my dude. Okay, let's see.
That's
Oh wait, we in this or what? Like, are you ready? I'm gonna put ready.
Oh, I'm ready. They better be ready.
I'm gonna tell them we're R when y'all are R. I should have added another R. Some real pirate talk in there. Smoothie. It's more smoothie. Okay, we've got one team ready. Let's get back up. Let's go back over to this 2-caster thing before we hop into draft. And yeah, so what do you think about we started this thought. What do you think about May? Are you telling me that May is a top priority for you?
I think that if you can be effective and land some of those ults, it can be game changing. I mean, she's got 2 disgusting ultimates. She's got the snowball, which might as well be a false stat gust, and then I mean, and then she's got the wall, which is a void prism a prison that doesn't affect your allies. And they're both
Oh, I didn't know it didn't affect your allies.
crazy.
I
I
actually
mean, you
didn't know
can't
that.
ice wall your own team, can you?
I've never played Ice Wall. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh
Not
my
even
god!
once.
You didn't even like get the urge one time. You weren't just like, I wonder what this is about over here.
No, I get the urge for show.
Level 20, it like reduces armor and stuff. I don't know. I mean, that might be the bad thing. You're the tank. You're the tank. You know what you're doing.
I mean, there's just. I mean, I feel like it's kind of interesting. I think there's a lot of good diversity between tank picks now. I really do. I think that there's a lot of viable picks.
I think the nerf to Joe was nice because she was just every game, all the time. That was the thing.
Spartacus, no problem, my dude. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The thing is with Joe is she was so safe before, right? Because she just had tons of wave clear and was extremely tanky and had that unstoppable. And it was on
I think
15-second.
they're both ready to go, brother.
But yeah, I think that 5-second nerf really hit her hard. I really do. I mean, 5 seconds of more.
You melt her so hard now.
She's just
crazy.
5 seconds of being more vulnerable, which doesn't sound like a lot, but think about all the times that you're more vulnerable over the course of a game. You know, it's like up to minutes that are you would have been unstoppable previously that you're not anymore. And we're hopping into draft. Let's go. Okay.
Curious to see what the first bans are here.
Oh, no,
with the recent patch, there's been some nerfs to some people that have been prioritized before.
Sorry, Sukoden. Oh, did I say that? Did I say Sudoken or Sukoden? No, that was a Spartacus I was talking to anyway. Oh, I'm blocking Sukoden with my little spinny thing. Sorry about that. Okay, first ban, Cassia.
There goes the Cassia.
Tell me about Cassia. Is that a good ban?
Well, she's been getting a series of nerfs, but really they've only been touching Surge of Light. I mean, she's still a solid hero in all the other respects. Before, they nerfed her auto attack, but they didn't touch the Q.
To be fair, Surge of Light was a very strong part of her kit, though.
I mean, it was broken, is the thing. If you were using it, it was broken. But she's still putting out a lot of auto damage, even with the auto nerfs. Like I played her earlier today, and it was perfectly viable.
All right, so following up on that, we got Sonya and Chromie. Now Chromie, super busted. Now? Question mark? Still busted? I mean, obviously still scared enough that Ana Maniacs went ahead and said, not today. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, she's still very strong. She still does a lot of damage. And on this map, no less, when you want to be able to sometimes clear the objective from afar, she can be really effective. You have Lubu and Orphea, who also received a change. I don't know if you would call it necessarily a nerf. I mean, it must have nerfed her damage somewhat, but they lowered the number of stacks.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 of those bans were nerfed on this most recent patch. But first pick, we go Tacitor. Honestly, Tacitor has some mobility issues, but now that the wall, they buffed the wall a while ago, super low cooldown, gives him some more safety. And his wave clear, I mean, wave clear is always so awesome. On the other side, we got Kael'thas, also has great wave clear and is great on this map because the chain bomb, whatever the heck that thing is called, the little fire aids spreads really easily on that point, and again, great wave clear.
I bring the mega death anytime you're ready.
There's the
those
ETC.
Are solid.
Now I like the Rainer pickup with the ETC because that's an easy interrupt that just gets gone. It's taken away, and Rainer's just a solid hero. What do you think about that?
Rainer is my bread and butter, brother. Like when you need a comfort pick, you go Rainer. He's got so many good ways you can play him. Personally, I like the trait. I think the trait is stupid broken. Yeah, but nice. Let's also not forget Tassadar up there recently also got a nerf. They lowered the stacks that he can stack. It's down to 200 now from 250.
Now double, so both damage have been locked in, meaning that there's a heal and a offlaner coming in as we see the Joanna's ban. Are we seeing a high tank, a Cho'Gall or a Deathwing? No Cho'Gall. Are we
man,
going to
I
see a
wanted the
Deathwing on the side of Infernal Shrines, on the side of Lubu? What do you think?
See
It
that
gets
May
tricky,
coming in.
right? You know, like whenever you already lock in your damage, if there's going to be that possibility. You know, Deathwing's got a lot of nerfs, but still can be a big
I
pain.
think Lubu's wanting to save their off lane for the last pick here.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, there's the
Yeah.
Vala.
They want that chance to counter him.
Macro toss saying go Lubu.
Valo is a great pickup against the ETC with the Rain of Vengeance, right? Isn't that what the stun is called?
Mm-hmm. That sounds right to me.
Now you have 4
high
heroes who
DPS.
could potentially interrupt a mosh pit. I mean, you might get to see your favorite talent in the whole game.
State dive. Ooh, Zool. Really like Zool on this map. And Ana. Another great pickup. Ana is just honestly is always super great. Really good with Tacitor because he's got kind of long cooldowns. I mean, once he gets nanoed, he just goes insane. A lot of good shrine control. Great draft. On the other side, we have tons of damage coming out of Lubu. Little bit harder to execute team comp so far. Let's see what their offlaner is.
I think their team looks aggressive.
Artanis. All right. Well, what do you think about these drafts? You have one side an edge.
I'm just curious to see what happens with the Zool here. I mean, you think we're going to see him in a single lane or a double lane? How do you think it's going to go?
I mean, the way I like to play Zool personally on this map is taking him top lane, and then once you're shoved in, you roam mid, and you either help shove that in, or you get a gank off while the enemy offlaner is soaking top. So
that avoids Artanis stacking as well.
Yep, which I've been seeing a lot of, and I assume we'll get as well. Switch this back over to the 2 before we get into the game while we load up. But yeah, you called it. We got the May on the Lubu side, and I mean, honestly, it's hard to say. Like I said, I think that Lubu's draft is harder to execute, but if they can keep their DPS safe, they are going to be putting out tons of damage.
Tons. Whereas, I mean, and that's exactly what Ana Maniacs over there is going to be trying to counter by diving in hard and CCing them to the ground.
And we're getting in game. Let's go.
Battle heroes.
Let's do some team introductions. You want to do a side? Which side do you want?
No. This is you. This is your
Okay,
job.
I'll do it. All right, I'm clicking. I'm doing the cheater way. On the blue side, we have Lubu with Alan Hicks on May, Streak Queen on Lucio, Spoticus on Artanis, Kael'thas being played by Bandit, and Suikoden on Vala. On the opposite side, we have Ana Maniacs with Sir Watson playing Tacitor, Dankstrom on ETC, VZ playing Ana, Why Not playing Raynor, and Alex the Great on Zool. Nothing much going on at the beginning, just the ceremonial dance in the middle of the map. We got Zool going top immediately. Just sitting up there. And a little dancing around. Little poke coming out of the Tacitor. We have the cow traps from Vala. Getting a little bit of lag here on the screen. See anything? Let's talk about talents, I guess, to start off. What do you think? Anything noticeable?
Well, we do have Artanis stacking, so he's going to be looking to trade against this Zool as much as he can. But other than that, you got Kael'thas taking the traditional Mana Addict, which is great on a double lane map where you might get extra globes. And May taking that talent you always tell me is the best, Heat Transfer. Yep. I don't know how that works. I honestly have known nothing about May. I just play her and I mash my face on the keys and it works.
Tell me about the ace in the hole?
Ace in the hole. I mean, it works real well when you can lock the team down, and I mean, they might be slowing them some. I prefer it when I have like a Jaina, but I almost always go the stacks because it scales indefinitely and it works against both PvP and PvE opponents. You can hit enemies, you can hit the extra damage is beneficial in both ways. Whereas Ace in the Hole, you have to slow them and it has to be against heroes.
Here we got Ana Maniacs taking the bottom camp really aggressive, and here's what I'm talking about with the Zool coming mid lane to help with the double soaking. And we did see the stacking coming out of Arcanus, so that's not really that big of a surprise. It is interesting to me that we're getting Shackler out of the Zool. And oh, here we have the Zool actually rotating bot lane now. So we might be getting a little bit of that bottom two lanes double soaking from Zool, like you were talking about earlier.
Prepare yourselves for the slaughter.
You like
It's a
that?
real good time to rotate and get that done because the objective's coming up. You're going to have both teams favoring up towards the top lane, and he's going to get a chance to push.
So I like what both teams are doing here. They're both getting the bruiser camps pretty much right away. We have once again Ana Maniacs. Yeah, they're being real aggressive here. We've got ETC getting knocked up, but power slides out. A lot of damage coming out of Sir Watson. And
spreading the aids.
Bob's spreading. Get that fire. Aids all over the place. Ana has a hard time healing herself up, so any poke that gets on her is good. Spartacus going in. Alan Hicks diving on the May, getting slept immediately. Degstrom is kind of low, but yet he power slides in. Gets the aids on him. He's getting low, and down he goes. Sorry about this lag. Getting a tiny little bit of lag. Spartacus is really low. Is he going to get hit with the Q? Nope. So although Degstrom goes down for Ana Maniacs, they're still kind of the ones in control here. 26-19 is the Skeletal Mages count, and a big Flame Strike. He evens it up at 26. Degstrom is on his way back.
Red camp pushing top.
Yep, we got the Red Bruiser camp actually getting some pressure. Oops, let me scroll back up over here. Degstrom slides in. Alan Hicks is in trouble, and down he goes. And even though Alan goes down, we still have a blue team Punisher when it's all said and done. Close this thing or something. What?
How do you turn the Fog of War off for both sides?
You should be able to press E. EA Sports.
This whole time I've been pressing random keys.
I need to get this to go away. Causing my issue.
Lubu not really interested in pushing with the Punisher right now. It seems like
Okay, I think that helps. We got a fight going on bottom lane, a root coming out from the Zool, but Raynor is the one that's in trouble. Uses fight or flight, but down he goes. Rest in pieces. Let's take a look at the talents. We got a full Q build coming out, and I say that Rise of Fight goes on, and a medallion being used by Sir Watson. This is a heavy invade with Raynor down, and this should be Lubu's camp. I like the aggressiveness whenever they knew they were up a man. They do need to keep an eye on the Zool, who's getting a lot of soak in, but they are up in XP right now, so they're just going to take that camp pressure and move on. Taking a look at the talents, we got W build coming out of Zool. We've got Unstable Compound, level 7. What do you think about the Raynor build? I mean, this is pretty standard, although I know...
Unstable Compound, I believe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't do the Ace in the Hole, like I said, but that's the traditional way, yeah. I love that the armor on the Fight or Flight helps him not get bursted, but right there, you saw, once you're already CC'd and you're going down, it's not going to help much.
Going down and yelling timber, am I right?
You always want to go Behemoth, you know what I'm saying? Go Behemoth, because then you get the health right away. It helps you in the first place.
Yeah, if it wasn't trash, then I would agree.
Right, exactly.
Looks like we got some of the mid lane being pushed in here. Remember, the wall went down.
You're seeing Artanis not get many stacks because he's not seeing a laner.
He's really not laning against
by
Zul's.
himself.
Exactly. Zul's just taking the lane, shoving it out, and then running away. Still, 61 stacks. I mean, considering he's not really going up against anyone, that's not too bad. I mean, all things considered, you know. We got Caltraps finished here. I don't know when that happened exactly. Let's take a look at the level 10s. Average still quite more nerfs from it. We got Sound Barrier, Suppression Pulse. We got Phoenix, Rain of Vengeance.
I'm surprised with the Phoenix. I would have thought maybe he was looking to Pyroblast, one of those real squishy players on the other side.
Unstoppable coming out from Zul to avoid getting swapped. On the other side, we have Black Hole. Let me scroll down a little bit. Mosh Pit, to be expected. Nano Boost, Hyperion, and Skeletal Mages. So, pretty standard stuff from both sides, I would say. The only thing that's a little bit interesting to me is the Chronos Surge at level 7 coming out from Artanis. And down goes ETC. I missed that, but he got jumped on. Denkstrom just sticking his neck out a little too far. And Lubu has been punishing.
They're pushing this bot fort hard.
Yeah, they're taking an opportunity to get some chip damage, and if they can get the... I really like that, because if you get the Punisher down here...
We got Ana Maniacs trying to take advantage of top.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, we got Skeletal Mages coming out to deter the push a little bit, but with Hyperion coming in, they're just going to say thank you for the top fort, and see you later. But like I was saying...
Lubu recognizes it, or they should recognize it.
Lubu's like, we'll trade this all day, because we have a Punisher coming up in 12 Skeletal Mages, or 12... Whatever these little...
And that Punisher is going to be pushing on keep.
Yeah, exactly. So... Oh, and there's Black Hole coming out. A little bit more lag.
Spartacus
Can't get enough
himself out of
Let's
here.
go.
Oh, he can't.
Spartacus! Oh, and he tries to Q. Down he goes. Rest in pieces. We still have the push going on top lane with a Punisher bottom. This is turning into a bit of a base race.
To be 2 camps pushing in there as well.
This is really interesting. I do think that Lubu is going to take the lead in the push. And yeah, in fact, Ana Maniacs says, I agree. We're just going to let this camp push out, and a fairly even trade when it's all said and done, I think. We'll have to see how the rest of this Punisher goes. But it looks like it's not going to be... Yes, and Lubu's up a little bit in XP now. They're 13s, nothing locked in yet. And yeah, it's just going to be a wall and some keep damage. On the other side, wall and some keep damage. This is a 4v5, and Denkstrom recognizes it. He goes in. It's 13 versus 12. So a talent tier up. Oh, a huge E and a big disengage coming out of Lubu. Bandit using his Mana Addict. And they're going to disengage with that Avalanche. So good job from both teams.
Saw Denkstrom's hungry eyes come out right there.
I mean, he recognized it was a 4v5 and tried to get something going, but with the heavy disengage, the big E coming out of Kael'thas, really giving him the big D, if you ask me.
Well, don't talk about that Mayall, just like a gust.
See you later.
Saved a life. That was probably a dead Kael'thas. He was dropping fast.
Indeed. Let's take a look at the level 13s. Now we have Polar Vortex coming out of May. We have the Slip from Lucio. Let's see. We're getting some W coming out of the Artanis. Tempered by Discipline. That's interesting, coming out of the Vala. Not feeling the need to get any of that spell resistance. That is an option at 13. On the other side, we're taking a look, and there's the Encore like we talked about from the ETC. Pretty much to be expected. What I want to talk to you about is debilitating rounds. What do you think about that? Oh, we're going to have to hold on. It's we got a fight breaking out. We have Nano Boost coming out onto the Tacitor. Big fight. Here comes the suppression pulse. And the ETC gets thrown back really low and dead. He started to channel the mosh pit, and it didn't work out. We got the fight continuing. The chase is on with Lucio, and Alex the Great is not looking so good. Boom, down he goes. Unstoppable used by the Ana and a sleep dart, a big wall that was perfectly placed from Sir Watson. But at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Lubu. Getting back to the debilitating rounds, what do you think about that from the level 13?
That's the tier where it's the movement speed options other than that, right?
Correct, yeah. We got your Giddy Up and whatever the other level 11 is. Or 13, rather.
Generally, I'm a selfish trainer. I would always take, especially on a big map like this, it's nice you can get from lane to lane real fast. But in general, the inspiring your teammates is huge in a team fight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Things that buff your team, I mean, especially you pair it with ETC, who's also buffing your team, and your team is just constantly moving faster, hitting hard faster, etc.
Yep.
Might help him outrun that Lucio a bit.
I will say that the W, it would have helped out with the W attack speed and movement speed from the Zool when it comes to the fights. But regardless, we have 16 to 15 now. We got some 16 talent here, the 16 talent here locked in for Lubu, and now 16 just in time for Ana Maniacs, right as this shrine started. So, you know, it's pretty dead even. We have Ana Maniacs with a camp pushing top lane, so that's going to add pressure on Ana Maniacs. If they lose this, it's going to be a lot harder for Ana Maniacs because of that top lane pressure. They're going to lose out on even more. And Dextrom's going in. He's looking for the mosh pit, but we have Random Vengeance come out. He's getting booped all over the place. It's going crazy. My computer's saying... And Black Hole gets a kill. Sorry, Black Hole does not get a kill. That was a friendly Black Hole. Dengstrom goes down again. Oh, a huge Q coming out of Tacitor. And when it's all said and done, though, another huge Q. Lucio. Lucio keeping everyone topped off. Alex the Great barely making it out, which, by the way, we have some Alex the Great fans in the Twitch chat. Good job by him getting out.
To go down a keep.
Yeah, top keep is on its way down, and May goes down on the other side because the Vala had to back out, but Lubu decided to stay in. They know they only have 3 little Skeletor defenders left. Shoot 1 left, and they get it. So even though they're down 2 right now, 2, oh my gosh, Streakwing going for Watson, and oh my gosh, he barely lives. There's the Unstoppable being used. He uses the Q. And out goes
to the arcane!
Oh my gosh. And John Cena comes in and jumps on Rainer's head and gives him a few punches to the face.
That was not even, it was
saved. Oh, sorry.
It was a laser beam.
Mortar Punisher, the only John Cena?
He didn't jump on him. Or maybe
he jumped.
He got killed by a laser.
Oh, he did. I wasn't paying attention. Missed out on that one. 7 to 4. In terms of kills, 17 to 17 is the levels. There's one. Let's see.
A lot of camp pressure coming from Lubu.
I mean, this game is so close. When it's all, I mean, it's 7 to 4. So Ana Maniacs is actually down in kills, but they're the ones who have almost taken out Lubu's top keep.
This next objective placement is going to be huge for whoever wins this game. If you get it top and Ana Maniacs wins it, they're looking to end through that keep. And vice versa with Lubu bot. It seems bot.
And they're actually pressuring bottom because they see Zool in the top lane, so they're like, let's 5-man this. We have a Khazra camp coming in here. And even though there's a lot of wave clear coming in,
they are not in a rush right now. They just want to damage that keep, and if that objective comes up, it's theirs. But if they don't get it,
taking a lot of damage. Big sound barrier coming in. Dengstrom getting knocked back. VZ's low, misses the E. Oh, and a fat swap coming out of Artanis, who kills the Ana. Wow, that was amazing. This is looking bad for Ana Maniacs. We got Streakling keeping everybody up. Oh, a fat boop coming up from Streakling. And this could be really bad at Unstoppable being used by Sir Watson. It's 5v3 and they're pushing the keep down. The question for me is, are they going to get any more out of this push?
Unless they kill somebody else, I think they're looking for a keep and then backing off to that objective. It's not up yet, of course, but I don't think they're looking to end here. That's risky.
there's a lot of damage still left on the side of Ana Maniacs. I mean, at this point, Lubu knows what they need to do is hit 20 and win the objective. Somebody's going to need to go back and take care of this. I mean, top keep might just be going down.
Ooh, going
and
down.
I looked away for a second, and down goes Zool. That's what we like to say. We like to say unlucky in the business. Yeah, and we got Macrotoss calling out in chat. Streakwing's Lucio is just rude. He definitely gives me vibes of the Lucio players you see in a Storm League where they're just dancing all around you, being so annoying. And honestly, that's a sign of a great Lucio player. Let's see here. Okay, let's look at these level 20s. We got Farflight Quiver coming out of the Vala, which is expected. Flamethrower from the Kalefoss. Flash Freeze coming out of May, and that's going to give her some added survivability. House Party, which is going to give a lot more healing to the Lucio. And we got the Twin Blades charge distance increased. Full W build coming out of
He didn't
Artanis. Take a look at the damage, actually. Kalefoss topping the charge. Artanis close behind on the side of Lubu, which that's what that W build will get you for Artanis, and then Tacit almost jumping out damage on the other side. We got a fight looking. I mean, this is a 19 versus 20, but this is a bot lane Punisher, which is really bad. But we got a big Mosh coming out. Are they going to be able to interrupt it? The interrupt is out. Here comes the black hole. Fat snowball pushing everybody back, and oh my gosh. I mean, Alan has been doing a really good job just keeping the DPS in a place where they can just do tons of damage, and that's a 4-for-0. The Punisher is out, and there's already Katas on the core. This is going to be GG for Lubu.
That was a dicey game all the way up until the end there.
Big fat snowball to cap it off. I mean, like I said,
what a good game to start this season off with.
Vala and Kalefoss really just got to dump out damage. They did a great job with their positioning, and with that much damage, I really feel like we needed to see some more flanks coming out of Ana Maniacs.
You saw how it was just so tough for Dankstrom to get in there and get those mosh pits off.
Yep.
Especially, the unstoppables. How does he know when he's going to slide someone and they're going to get stunned?
So taking a look at the post-game stats, we got Tassiter and Raynor on the side of Ana Maniacs topping the damage charts, but coming out second place. If you're not first, you're last in this game. That's a good sign. If I'm Ana Maniacs, I'm looking at that going, we did some really good damage, but the May soaked it all up. And honestly, Streakwing did an excellent job on the Lucio, keeping everybody topped off. He had almost 70,000 healing in that game. Overall, really good job from Lubu. This is something we talked a little bit about maybe this is some of their experience together.
There was definitely some synergy. You could tell. I mean, they built a team to fight, and they fought well together. Ana Maniacs had the macro thing going. They just couldn't win one of those objectives,
That being said, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be right back at you with the next map. Stay tuned. back. Looking at game number 2. We had a spicy game number 1. By the way, 18 viewers right now, which is hype AF. Sukoden, the latest follower. Thank you for that. Game number 2. Game number 1, I should say, was won by Lubu, and I guess I need to update that. Done. Second map is going to be Alterac Pass, and it was picked by Ana Maniacs. So this is a very macro heavy map, and I thought that the macro coming out of Ana Maniacs looked really good last game. Not to say that Lubu's didn't look good, it's just despite being down talent tiers and stuff, they managed to trade very evenly.
Well, there were multiple moments where they would have that camp pressure advantage, and then they couldn't quite take advantage of those fights. And that was it. But this could be the map. This map has a fond place in my heart.
What is this? I'm getting spammed? Getting spammed in Twitch chat?
There are.
Here we go. How do I get rid? Definitely not. Bigfollows.com.
I'll give them something big to follow.
Okay, not to get distracted. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Situated next time, Jimmy.
Don't click on scary links. That's all I can say. We got game number 2 coming in. Alterac Pass, once again, picked by Ana Maniacs. We had a great first game. Really back and forth, I thought. Hopefully my stream doesn't lag like last time. Minor lag, but...
that game go in the other direction.
All right, let's see here.
So what are we gonna see? I mean, Ragnaros band maybe? Are they gonna stick to the traditional OP bands? Maybe a May band.
Hold on. Let me get into the draft. And we're in. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
You're failing me here.
Dude, it's hard to drive, all right? It's hard. You got a lot of buttons to press. Let me just say, mechanics. Caster mechanics. All right, first band this time coming out of Lubu. What are we gonna see here? ETC this time. Again with the Sonya.
Again.
Something
this
about
map makes slightly less sense. That makes me think that they've done some research and they know somebody over there likes a little Sonya.
Or they just don't like playing against Sonya. Or they wanted to play the Artanis last time. Does Sonya do well into Artanis?
I feel like that would be another matchup where he just slaps the crap out of her, you know? But maybe she kills him. Maybe he can't sustain. I don't know. Not an offlaner I play. I know I'm bad.
Lubu instantly, Ana Maniacs instantly bans the Lucio from Streakwing, who was dancing all over the place. Orphea, which was banned in game 1. These are the exact same bans. We have Lubu saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We got several new followers coming in. Thanks, everybody.
I'm thinking they banned that May.
Yeah, that's honestly what I'm thinking too. May was able to soak so much damage. Now, credit to Lucio also for keeping her topped off, but there it is.
There it is. I mean, she was saving lives, starting fights, setting up fights. It was endless utility coming from May.
Left and right. Yeah, so look at you with the prediction. What are we going to see as the first pick?
We have a lot of things open right now. I mean, unfortunately, man, I wish we didn't have to ban the reworks. I want to see some of that sweet diva, but
amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, Kael'thas was dumping out damage. By the way, sorry to interrupt, but I actually got Spoticus, who is a player for Lubu, giving some clarity to the Sonya ban. They have a heavy Sonya player, or so we have heard.
I told you.
So we got Cassia coming out. Now, last time Cassia was banned by Ana Maniacs, and this time they take it with the Rhaegar. And on the other side, we see ETC being taken away from Denkstrom, who has got an awesome ETC. Wasn't able to pull out the win last time and was pretty heavily countered, but still definitely a very dangerous pick for him. So smart takeaway and the nerfed Deckard. What are your thoughts?
Talking about it, you mean they just restored him to his already powerful self? Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a strong healer. He puts out a ton of heals and a ton of CC, which is going to be brutal for this Cassia. I mean, you're looking at the combo wombo from hell. You know, you got the ETC sliding in. There goes her armor. Then you got the KT following up with the knockup.
Yeah,
And then by that point, the triangle's coming in for the kill shot. And even if it's not at that way, you know, but once she gets Gloves of Alacrity, it might be a little easier. Unless she doesn't go that.
I will say that the chain CC, if they land the power slide face melt with the Kael'thas E and then the scroll of sealing, that's whoever gets slid there better hope to have their medallion up. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like 10 minutes straight of not moving and weeping into your hands.
On the other side, that takes off a couple strong tanks. There's no Dibbles and no May.
Okay, tell me about the Rainer ban. That's interesting to me. I guess they already have an auto attacker, so they just don't want to give away.
Possibly thinking of a Garrosh or something that Rainer counters. I'm not sure.
Are we going to see Vala coming back out on the side of Lubu? Oh, first let's talk about. We're still on Ana Maniacs. Joanna Yrel. Yrel nerfed. Joanna. Still, I think strong in the right hands.
Got a certain talent nerf. She can't counter the auto attackers anymore, but clearly that's not on this person's mind.
I mean, there's other level 1s as well. There's the Artanis.
Maybe again. Maybe it was in mind for the Artanis.
And I'm really liking this draft out of Lubu. On the other side, Joanna, I was going to say, is actually a great pick into ETC because she has so many interrupts for the mosh pit. Now, if it was me, I would be going stage dive anyways on this map, despite there being a fly from Falstead. Okay, so looking at these two comps, this time I feel like it's Ana Maniacs who have a lot more damage. But that being said, the Artanis dumped out damage last time on the side of Lubu, and so did the Kael'thas. And Falstead, while it's a lot less damage than Vala typically is, still can do a lot of damage. Are we going to see Hinterlands?
You're going to see a lot of stacks on Artanis this game, and I'm maybe, but you know, people prefer Gust, and on this map, the double boss, it might be a Gust. It sets up the KT really well, level 20, when you get the wind tunnel. I think, you know, it's going to come down a lot to the Rhaegar with his Unstoppable and everybody with their Unstoppable medallions, as far as how well the ETC and all that chain CC combo goes.
And here we go, going in-game now. Let's do this again. On the side of Lubu, we have Alan Hicks playing ETC, Streakwing on the Falstead this time, and Suikoden on the Deckard. So we got a switch up there. Streakwing was playing Lucio last game. So nice, I like the role swap. That makes things a little spicier. Spartacus on the Artanis, Bandit playing Kael'thas. On the side of Ana Maniacs, we have Sir Watson playing Li Ming. VZ on the Rhaegar, Dengstrom playing Joanna. Why not on the Cassia, and Alex the Great on the Yrel.
Yrel just says no. I'm going straight to Soken.
Once again, we got Ana Maniacs just going straight to lane and like, yeah, we're not going to fuck you guys in the mid lane. Sorry. Ooh, tell me about this spicy level 1 from Falstead.
Seasoned marksman, baby. Okay, so hopefully we're going to see that paired with a secret weapon, which, mind you, is probably my favorite build on Falstead. Not because it's probably the best, but it is hella fun. But here, I mean, I think he might struggle to find the minions he needs unless they're killing a bunch of people to get that thing fully stacked. But they look like they're double soaking here for him, which is going to be what he needs. And KT, of course, needs that for the globes. I mean, as does the ETC for his globes. There's a lot of stacking going on Lubu's side. Going straight for the camp.
immediately go into that camp. I mean, honestly, Streakwing could even just fly back to a lane. If I mean, there's probably not going to be much use out of it. Might as well get it on cooldown after this. Might even back and then fly in. That's maybe why he's tanking this. Hard to say. So they get that. Yep, and there he goes back to base. We got Ana Maniacs taking theirs as well. Cassia going charge strikes. I think that both, or really the Q and the charge strikes at level 1 are Cassia's best to.
Even with the auto attack nerf, that charge strike, our auto attack build is still very viable. I think they balanced it. I think that's all it is. And now the Surge of Light makes her killable. You don't die when you get close to her.
So let me talk about the benefits of getting the camp second here. As we could see, Lubu's camp pushed into just in front of the wall where the turrets were helping to take it out. On the other side, we had Ana Maniacs camp. It's still alive, and Alan Hicks is having to tank this. It doesn't look like it's really going to matter when it's all said and done, but still just, I mean, it's something that may play a role in other future games for different people. Just sort of interesting to note.
Our scouts report that the hordes keeping some of our
Before you got Cassia taking Plate of the Whale, which is a lot of regen.
It's honestly
which
a
is
great
interesting.
talent.
You would have thought it's been Ring of Reach, but yeah.
I mean, Play the Whale the regen is pretty insane. We got a gank coming in bottom. Alan Hicks getting the slide on Cassia. There goes the armor, the Unstoppable being burned, and still goes down. So that's a 5-minute cooldown out and still dead. Great job by Lubu there. Looking up in the top lane, we got 52 stacks, 54 now on Spoticus. He's not up in health right now, but he's saying, you know what? Scaling, bro. Nope.
Dead even game going on right now. Both on the camp.
Once again, it's being taken first by Lubu, but really close behind is Ana Maniacs. This one that should be a lot closer to the middle where they meet because they got it so evenly timed.
We see the boomerang. Oh, tragic.
Oh, I mean, boomerang is still a good fight. Come on.
It's got the wave clear. It's the smart one, I'm sure, but I like the secret weapon, bro. It's a secret weapon.
I mean, just the name alone is really nice. Dengstrom taking a lot of damage. Burns the trait Unstoppable, not to be confused with a medallion. Alan Hicks taking some poke damage out from the leaning, who went orb build. We got Subdue coming out of the Joanna. I believe that all of Joanna's level 7 talents are viable. We have Surge of Light still, despite being nerfed, being the choice. Probably still the best talent.
I mean, still very good.
Although it is not what it once was, I will say that. Hammer-On's being picked by Alan Hicks. That's a really interesting pick. There's the medallion being burned, or was that the cleanse from...
You have the cleanse on Rhaegar.
I'm guessing based on the audio cue, that was the cleanse. Why not getting a fat swap from Spoticus?
I so narrowly missed it.
Oh man, everybody lives on the side
That
of Ana
slide
Maniacs.
was... Oh.
Dirty, dirty, dirty. I mean, we're getting some nice play out of Alan Hicks. We're getting some nice play out of Lubu. They get this. Good job damage control coming out of Ana Maniacs. What I want to say about this first... Well, let me just say about this map in general. The core, for those who don't know, gets 20 armor for every keep that is still up. So you pretty much have to get 2 keeps down in most cases to be able to end the game. So you can lose the first several objectives. If you have more than 1 keep up, the enemy team probably isn't ending. So I would say this is a very late game map.
Ooh, getting 10 first. A 1-0 game, mind you.
Yeah, really strong gameplay coming out from both teams. We aren't going to get the stage dive. Sad me. Mosh Pit is obviously really good, especially with the Encore nowadays. We got to stay a while and listen, and then we got Kael'thas teasing us. Artanis going with the Suppression Pulse again. Same build coming out of the Artanis.
Valkyrie, she's looking to reach out and grab that Deckard or that KT.
I want to talk about Li Ming going Disintegrate. There's a Mosh ETC on the other side. What do you think about that? Do you think enough
Maybe they just said
interrupts?
they don't need the interrupts. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting... Joe's got it. I mean, but the Unstoppables. I think they've got a lot of ways out. Maybe they don't need to be worried about it. We'll see how it plays out for them.
And honestly, if you're killing the ETC, that's just about as good as interrupting the Mosh.
I mean, Disintegrate could melt a few of them. I know I, as Falstad, have been clipped by a few Disintegrates.
We got Lubu with the boss call. Looks like nope, and they decide not to. They sort of
They look like they're just looking at that fort. They just want to come in and take it.
Juicy fort.
Oh, but you got them
Keep
crashing.
pushing.
They're crashing, and Artanis is far behind.
This is going to be a 4v5 on the side of Ana Maniacs. And that sleep coming out still for Disengage. Is he still in trouble?
Oh, it looks like they're all sneaking out of here. Nobody wanted to pull the trigger on that one. And Artanis was not even worried. He just said, I'm going to clear mid.
He's like, screw you guys.
He said, y'all better not
KYS.
die. I'm off laning.
KYS,
I like that attitude. I wish my team was like that.
Chat, let's hear from you. What do you guys think so far? You guys are being real boring right about now. Let's.
I think
get
half of them
some
are the people
hype.
in the game. That makes it.
Are we bored in this league? Because this game is 1-0, but this is some sweet macro play coming out on Alterac Pass.
You have to make this macro sound way more intense, Jimmy. You have to be like, and
I
the
know.
minions are pushing bot lane. We see Lubu taking the objective right away. They're gonna hit 13 in the middle of this if Falstad and Artanis keep soaking.
So one thing I really have liked so far is the decisiveness out of both teams. Both teams thus far
Falstad is in his prime position.
oh yeah, Falstad being down here is like, I'm gonna take this. I got Boomerang. I can clear for days. I'm gonna be soaking up that seasoned marksman.
It gives the enemy team a few options. They can either rotate down to stop him, in which case they're a man down when he flies, or if they choose to engage on the objective, he's coming in.
By the way, no Ruby. We didn't talk about it. Probably a lot more even talent here now that Ruby's been put back to what it once was. But
I mean,
either
those
way,
Ruby-
oh man, Ruby was so disgusting. Look at Deckard just being a dickard over that wall. He still gets the root coming out. That was really smart by Ana Maniacs. They got the camp first mid, shoved in. Is Artanis in trouble here? Getting lasered.
With their talent tier advantage they had there for a minute, I would have thought they would have tried to push in that objective. Now you got Ana Maniacs coming in. Now there you go.
Instantly canceled Mosh
instantly
Pit.
interrupted.
Ooh, here we go. We got the Ana Maniacs fighting. They really want to get this objective.
Fighting
But,
in the Phoenix.
Oh my
In the
gosh,
Phoenix.
Cassia down, Dankstrom down, fat sleep once again. But they get the
Orbs so
objective.
close to
Oh
taking
my
KT.
gosh! And look at Kael'thas on the
King
other
is
side.
over here just lobbing artillery.
Wow. So, I mean, Ana Maniacs said, we're probably going to lose this fight. I think this is what happened. They said,
You
this
hate
fight
to
is
see
looking...
this. They got the objective, but they're not going to get any of the soak with it.
Not going to get any of the soak, but conversely, like I was saying, this perhaps could have been a losing fight for them. They were kind of surrounded, kind of getting engaged on, and their call was, we'll die, but you're not getting the objective because we're going to get it. We're going to go down with the objective. So, I mean, sometimes you're forced into tough decisions, and again, I like that
They crash right
Ana-
here. This could be a moment.
Oh yeah, Ana Maniacs. There's 5 down here. Artanis is still top lane. But look at this. Lubu senses it, and they just instantly back out. Really, really good sense coming out of them.
They see
Lubu's
that
been
16
looking really
coming.
solid.
They don't want any of that. They're making good calls.
I mean, really smart. I mean, a lot of teams there might have gone, we're like almost level 16. You know, we're up a level on you, about to be up a talent on you.
I know a few
Bring it
tanks that
on.
would have dove in there.
Yeah, and
Revo.
they didn't even have vision of the Urel coming along. As far as they could tell, it was a 4v4. But really good game sense coming out of them, and they're not being greedy at all. Can't really say enough good things about Lubu this game. Ana Maniacs has been playing well too. It's just Lubu. I mean, when you said synergy early on, this is that. I mean, we're seeing some synergy right now.
You really are. I mean, and you could see it in just the way the offlaner trusts his team to not die. He's out there doing his offlane thing. He's a bulwark up here.
Yeah, a lot of
At
credit to the Artanis.
176 stacks. I think Artanis may be one of the top offlaners at the time. I don't see him all the time, but I don't know what to beat him with.
I think I'm getting Dengstrom chatting to me
The hordes
while in the
capture
middle of
more
playing
of
this
our
game. Is this
troops.
Dengstrom?
You know what?
It's too dark. I can't see. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, what in the world are you doing? Got your Thanks. Thanks everybody. Cawthon up here. How close was game 1? Game 1 was very close. Team fights that ended up going in the favor of Lubu, but it was a real back and forth until the end of the game.
Ana
I would
Maniacs
say.
is holding out right here. They're not going to get in trouble before they hit 16, and I like that. They're not putting their necks out there. And this map's all about keeps, like you said. So even though they've lost a couple forts, ooh, the fat disintegrate.
Oh, that disintegrated and I missed it. Your why not is really low. Well, hammered back by the Urel. I'm reading Twitch chat over here instead of spectating the game. New
Yeah, I mean,
fast
what are you
move.
even doing?
Terrible. I'm
You
doing.
know what,
I'm just
like
bad.
Cho'Gall, I'm going to take over the legs.
What can I say?
I'm going to be the legs next time.
I want to see what's going on in Twitch chat. I get so distracted.
Got
so
Lubu
happy.
going for the objective here, and they got Falstad top.
Disintegrate coming out. That was my disintegrate noise. Ooh, orbs being dropped by
gets it.
Sir Watson.
They got control of it now, and the fort's down,
wow.
and the Urel narrowly saves her own life.
Yeah, that's the bloodlust coming out as well. This was 4v5 from Lubu.
You see these deckers
mostly
post
4v4.
bringing people back from the brink. Falstad flying down.
Unstoppable being used by Cassia. The
I
fight.
think they don't want to give this up.
Down Hicks going low, and down he goes. That's the first kill coming out of Ana Maniacs, and they're still going in. We got resets coming out from Li Ning. It looks like that's going to be a full disengage, but I mean, Ana Maniacs is still in this
See
game.
that moment. 44 seconds on the ETC. They've only got to channel this for 50 seconds.
This is a late game map. You will not lose unless you get at least 2 keeps down in general.
What they need to do here, I'm sure they're looking to just even that experience so they don't hit 20 behind. Maybe start chaining them with some boss takes and taking and whatnot. I don't know.
Here we got martial law coming out of the Cassia here, so ETC is going to start taking a lot more damage because
ETC gets nailed by that subdue from the Joanna, then martial law damage goes way up.
ooh, that's a fat flame strike coming out. It's going to spread the aids, spread the fire aids. A lot of damage
They're
coming out of the
saving
streak wing. Oh, and here comes the pull on Deckard. He's taking a lot of damage. Unstoppable bird. Oh, Johanna goes down though on the other side. Deckard makes it out. This is a 4v5, but as soon as he gets here, Sleep coming out to keep them from running away, and a swap, and down goes Cassia. Wow, what a great play from the Deckard there.
Walked into the pound house.
Getting pounded. Big ol' poundies.
You're gonna see a. Oh dang it! You know what we haven't been hearing? Special delivery.
Special deliveries coming out of that Artanis for both games, really. Special delivery.
And topping the damage in the game, mind you, with 41,000.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. There's the
You
Artanis.
see him taking some different. Did he take triple strike last time?
Yeah, he
Or
did.
not triple strike, Titan killer. I don't remember.
Yeah, he did. He went full W build.
You
last
see
time
what I'm
as well.
saying about the Falstad over here, though? You see, he only has 32 stacks. And that
tough to
talent, I mean, it's really good. It's tough to stack unless you're killing a lot of people at double token minion waves.
Angstrom just doing Joanna things, but pressing R to get out. A lot of damage coming out onto the Li Ming.
You see
there,
Li
so
Ming with her weak immune system dying to
Yep.
AIDS.
Yep. Fire aids, getting all up in her business. Again, though, they're gonna have to get at least 2. The swap coming out on Li Ming, but she went the range on the E. Oh my God! Look at that.
Siege, want to get over with her team and
Watson.
get in front of him. He's
Watson, get out of there!
But I don't know if he's gonna be. Oh, they're just saying we're giving this. They need the 20.
I mean, like I said though, it's not GG until
They can
two
abandon
keeps are
this
down.
objective bot and it will not take the thing. So they don't even care.
So I mean, it looks like Lubu realizes, yeah, hey, look guys, we need 2 keeps. Let's pressure the next closest keep. We got a swap special delivery coming out. A big sleep, actually whiffing. I like the idea coming out of Suikoden. I really want to say Sudoken.
With some real big deck energy, you know what I'm saying?
Huge deck energy. I mean, giant deck energy. Flame Strike coming out, doing a lot of damage.
Still have to do the only scary thing now is that boss bot right there. You see them pinging it. They're heading there. They see that as an end condition here.
And I mean, honestly, it's 20-18, so they're saying, Ana Maniacs, like, come at us, bro.
This might be the moment to swing for the fences. Go try to steal this boss.
Looks like they're calling that off, though. Are they going to go for top boss? Yeah, they realize what's happening, so they're going to get top boss. So
Hopefully
here's
they
the thing.
make it. They need to burn it.
The thing. This boss is going to do a lot of damage to the core, but 40 armor is 40 armor. There's still 2 of these plates on the core. And
I think they're gonna snag it, but now the issue is will they be able to go back or not die?
yeah, are they gonna get trapped up here? They're trying to back.
Special delivery! Joanna
Special delivery. But-
and walking away, throwing down her D on the table,
Giant
and walking
D.
away.
Big fat D. This will not end the game. The core is too strong. So, I mean, we're going to have 20s coming out of Ana Maniacs now. I mean, here's the thing. Deathheimer's being really
Got
long.
himself out there. I don't know. He might be putting his head up towards the chopping block.
No. He says,
That
I'm a
Arcanus
Joanna.
has 350 stacks.
See, they just leave the boss. They're like, wait a minute, this boss isn't going to do anything. I mean, here's the thing. Let's say Ana Maniacs hard win this. I mean, it's going to be instantly an even game after that. They're probably going to push a keep down. So we got Arcanus getting jumped on, Unstoppable being burned. He's getting really low, and there comes the Blessed Shield and boom, dead. Here we go, 65-second cooldown, or death cooldown timer. Cooldown timer, cooldown.
The objective is up 50 seconds on that, 55 seconds on Artanis.
The core is
being a
fine. Core will not die, like I said. So here we go. We got ourselves a GAN, as the cool kids like to say.
Got capped with 42 seconds left on Artanis. They're not going to have much left.
This is going to have to be a 4v5. I mean, here's the thing. If Lubu charges in here and they lose this,
they lose the game. They will lose the game. They'll be 50 seconds on everybody.
Alex the Great taking a lot of damage too.
Hold up. Gust coming out.
Counters
here. You got the Ming and the Oh, the Deckard getting grabbed.
Oh, here we go. This is exactly what we talked about.
Instead. Oh no. Oh no.
Murdering.
Or are they gonna let the minions cap it back?
Is this what we talked about?
Are we seeing a game 3?
They went for the defense.
Oh, I would love nothing more than a game 3.
Well, they're gonna.
That's
now
one of those risky calls they did not need to take right there. They had a structure advantage. They could have cleared with the KT, and
yeah, it's
they
a
paid the
tough
price.
call to make. I
Paid
get
the
what
price.
Lubu's looking at. They're saying, you know, if we defend this, I mean, if they get the objective, the game is over. So they're saying, let's just go for this 4v5, see how it works out. And to Ana Maniacs' credit, they punished. And now look at this.
We're not going to see an end
Rider-
here, but we will see the momentum shift.
Yeah, before the rider even gets here, they already have taken the front wall down. So this is going to be a top keep going down 100%. What's going to happen after that is my biggest question. Here comes the
I think they
Phoenix
must.
out.
They're going to have to rotate mid. They're not. There's 5 up. They're not going to end this. Oh no.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say they're not gonna go for this, are they? Okay, so now if they get 2 keeps up, it's gonna be 2 keeps to 1 in Ana Maniacs' favor, which, like I said,
They're coming up in 1 minute.
I mean, this is a game where Lubu is winning. Now we're dead even. This is exactly what we're looking at. Right now.
Yeah.
Gangster is taking a lot of damage. He's got minus 20 armor.
If they get some
And
kills here, they will
Fat Sleep
snowball
coming
all the way.
out. Oh, and Fizzy goes
the
down.
Dragon goes down.
Oh, this is not good. An unstoppable
Oh,
being used. That
yeah.
was the medallion. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, and it's 1 for
Cheeky.
nothing. Denkstrom just clutching his pearls as he runs away, if you know what I'm saying.
No bosses on the map. What do you do now,
They're
Jimmy?
in his throat. Oh, but the keep went down. I didn't even realize. So like I said,
20
this
seconds
game
on
is-
Rhaegar. This is their chance. They could take that mid keep right there.
It's true. Let's see what the boss timers are. 30 seconds on bottom, 40 seconds on top, 30 seconds on the Rhaegar death timer. I mean,
Then again,
okay,
right,
so
that's probably
couple
the-
options.
probably a
There's some options, right? So what Lubu could do is what they're doing now, which is shoving mid, which I really like this call. 'Cause
That's
this
what
is
I'm
going
saying.
to-
They're just gonna smack that keep.
If this isn't taken out, if this camp isn't being taken out by Ana Maniacs, then
They could end that. They could end now with the
Well,
2 waves
they'll get the
pressuring in the
key.
camp.
But no, I was thinking
meant
that they
if
could have
they
gone for a
abandoned.
boss call. Alan Hicks is like, screw it, I'm doing it myself. We're
Alan
gonna do
Hicks
it
put
live.
himself in
He
trouble.
went a little too deep.
Oh
down
no,
he goes.
the
It's a
death mosh
mosh.
though.
Oh, wait a second. This is going to result in some kills. Rhaegar goes down. Bandit is low. Spartacus is just slapping Alex.
Yes,
the Druid in
giving
the back.
Cassia free reign to slap.
A little slapping going off on both sides, if I'm being honest. And what do you know? It's now 2 keeps to 2 keeps. Both sides have a member
Rhaegar down
dead.
again.
I mean,
think
this is
I think I'd
4v4.
prefer to be Lubu in this situation. They've lost their tank, but they have
What the storm
Artanis. But they don't.
What's going on here?
Anna
Oh, I
does
think
not
I
have
know.
a healer.
I know what's going on here. We have a wind tunnel and a boss call. So good luck
this is
getting this one. That being said, we have
Maniacs
Joanna.
needs to choose. They're looking at the boss or the objective, and they need to make that. They
baby.
need to pull the trigger.
There's time if they want to get on this. Joanna has
The
unstoppable.
dust is coming out. Here it comes.
Oh, here comes the wind tunnel. They're gonna get it. Unstoppable being used on the side of
They're gonna
Urel.
need to pick up.
Oh,
They're
baby,
gonna
Urel's
have to
getting
be.
hurt. Getting chonked. AIDS.
Dankstrom is in
And
trouble.
Dankstrom's in trouble.
Oh, throwing the shield out for escape. And they
Sort of
say, we
interesting.
don't care about you, Dankstrom.
I wonder if they should have chased the Dankstrom. The Dankstrom. But I don't think it's going to matter when it's all said and done because this is a full HP boss.
Gonna be
with
tough to clear.
20 armor boss. I think this is GG. Let's see though. I mean, the boss does damage too, so. Or the core does
Falstad
damage
falling low.
really
Deckard
low.
pulled in.
Hey, there's the
The
disintegrate
boss is
with
just
the burn.
slapping the core here, though.
Slappy
We're not
coming
gonna.
out,
It's,
Dankstrom doing damage. Falstead goes down. Half HP is the core. The boss is
Oh
still
my
alive
gosh,
and
are
well.
they going
Alan
to?
Hicks is so low.
the boss is
Oh
going
my
down.
Gosh. The boss is so
Oh, the
low,
core
but
is.
so the
Oh
core.
no, the core
Oh
with
my
the
gosh.
slam. Oh no. They're done.
GG.
Oh my
Well
gosh.
played.
Look at the other
That-
core going down simultaneously. That was it right there. They could. It was
I
a
mean-
do or die moment. Oh my god. The
that's
other
a
core was down.
GG.
It must have been 39%, something like that. That was a game.
I mean,
Two
what do you
close
say,
games,
really?
narrowly turning into a domination for Lubu. But that's that synergy, you know. They made the
I
safe
mean-
calls. They didn't throw away the game, and they came out on top.
So they played that extremely well. A lot of credit needs to be given to Lubu. On the other side, Ana Maniacs, clearly a strong team as well. I thought they played really well.
Just narrowly not
Um,
going their direction.
Yeah, why don't you talk about it a little bit? I'm gonna set up some interviews. Talk about the game. Go.
Talk about the
Talents.
game.
Talk
Go.
about
I don't
talk about it.
Man, if I could talk about the talents on that map, I thought it was the most curious that Falstad took what he did, and I mean, it worked out. Of course, he got a little extra damage, I'm sure, out of seasoned marksman. But you would have. I like bribe, and the reason I think Falstad's so good with bribe on that map is if you get one stack of bribe, you take that bruiser camp easy. But they didn't. They clearly didn't have a problem with the macros.
Okay, so
Wait,
let's go over
was the wrong map.
to let's
I was
go
thinking
over
I was thinking about Infernal. Oh my gosh. See,
That's
you told me
okay.
to talk about the game. I was talking about an imaginary game. You can't put me on the spot, Jimmy. Sometimes silence
we
is
got
better.
we got
You don't
some
have anything
great
good to say.
analysis
Say
coming out
nothing
of
at
my
all.
partner here.
You know what? I'm
Let's go
about
over to
three.
the
Never mind. I'm about 3 bowls of cereal deep. All right.
Okay, I hear you. 3 bowls. Okay, let's go over to NGS lobby 1. And I'm just going over there without him.
Couldn't have asked for a better. Well, I mean, I would have liked a game 3, of course, because that makes it the spiciest. But it was a spicy series as whiz.
Hey, my heart can only take 2 of those games, man.
Alan, my
Were
man,
they
Alan Hicks.
numbers or what?
How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing great, man. Tell us about that series.
Those were some really fun games. This is the first time we've ever played these guys, and we really didn't know what to expect out of them. You know, we kind of moved up from Div C to Div B this year, along with several other teams. But there's a lot of new teams. Like all the teams that we know who moved up are in the other Div B East. So we're playing a bunch of unfamiliar teams this season, and that was certainly one of them. And those were some pretty close games. We tried to throw game 2 away, doing a 4v5. But you know, fortunately, we weren't bad enough to throw it.
I mean, you guys
Overall,
are
you
playing.
guys are making the right calls.
You were playing really well all night. Me and
Oh, thank you.
myself and Murder, and we're talking a lot about the decisiveness of your guys' calls, and it was very clear to us that y'all were on the same page whenever calls were happening. Now,
Oh well, it didn't always feel like that in comms.
it looked very coordinated to us. We were using the word synergy a lot. Now, I wanted to actually talk about this. You've been in the league for how many seasons now?
I think we started in season 5, so this will be our 6th season, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but give or take, that's about how long.
Sure, yeah, and I remember we actually played against y'all in season 6, so I know it's been at least since then. We're from the Minion Miners.
Gotcha.
If you remember that far back.
Yeah, that was the first season we moved up to Div B, and we moved from Div D to Div B, and we had a terrible season.
I mean, but you guys have been around, and you have a lot of your same core. I know from back in that season, you guys had at least Streakwing and Bandit that I remember. I can't remember your other 2, but I mean, you got the core of your team has been playing for many seasons now.
Yep.
How do you think that helps whenever it comes to the games that you're playing now?
Well, you don't have to. First of all, the 4 original members, Streetwing, Bandit, VDZ, and Makratov, have all known each other since childhood and been friends since childhood. So there's a lot of harmony there, you know. So, you know, each season we're able to build on that same, you know, we're able to build from the previous season because we're not, you know, changing up the roster quite so much. And though we may not as individuals improve as well, I think as a team we do play very well, simply because we have so much experience together.
Let's go back to game number 1, Infernal Shrines. Y'all picked map. tell me why you decided picking map over first pick.
Okay, so last season in Div C, we finished the regular season in first place, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I won a grand total of 2 coin tosses that entire season. So we always had map pick. So we just kind of got accustomed to it, I guess. So when
It's
I
good comfort.
actually won a coin, when I won a coin flip this time, I had no idea what to do. So I took map pick.
I mean, it was
But
working for you last season.
yeah, but I mean, there's a lot to be said for map pick. You have control of the battleground. If you have a specific strategy for a particular battleground, you can come with that. If you're unfamiliar with the other team, you have last pick, which allows you to respond to what they've done. So
It's hugely helpful for the offlaner to get that last pick.
oh yeah, definitely.
Which clearly he didn't care. He was filling out that Artanis no matter what, which it was slapping some people.
Yeah. He, at one point, Spotty was he was like saying, "I just want to hit her. I just want to get here and hit her. I just want more stacks," you know.
Slappy slap. Yeah, we noticed that in game number 1, actually, going up against the Zool, when pretty much how us to as observers expected, which is the Zool gets a lot of push and then just walks away, so doesn't give any opportunity for stacks. That being said, still ended up with a good amount of stacks and a ton of damage.
Yeah.
How does Spotty, as you say, how does he pull that off on Artanis? He had 2 incredible games.
Because he runs at people and hits them. I guess that's the
Amen
only
to
answer I
that.
can give you.
I love the simplicity of that.
He's a really good player with his micro, and he's very aggressive. So that that combination tends to lend itself to an Artanis, and I think it showed. Plus, if you have someone like that who can, I think when he was in the solo lane and Zul was pushing, Zul walk in, hit his W, start attacking the wave. While that was happening, I'm pretty sure what Spotty would have done, what I would have done at least, is forget about trying to clear the wave and just attack the Zul. Hit your W, charge in there, smack him, do as many auto attacks as possible on him. He's going to clear the lane a lot faster than you, no matter what you do. So get those licks in while he's doing that, and then you can back up to your wall and clear the lane. That would have been my guess. I was much too busy to be watching him at the time, but I suspect
Much
that's
too
what
busy
happened.
dancing around with that May. Where
Yeah.
would you put May in your tank priority list?
Tier list.
Right at the top with ETC and Diablo right now. I think a noob's probably behind those 3, and Johanna's really fallen way to the pits.
I
she's
think I
gone
would
into the
agree on
abyss.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Murderin and I had a talk right before the game where we were discussing tank tier lists, and we pretty much said about the exact same thing as you just said. Yeah, we really feel like the Joanna can still be really strong in the right hands, but definitely in terms of objectively just overall strength, a lot lower down.
I mean, the fun and the beauty of Johanna was just being able to get away with Bull all the time, and now she's not able to do that, and it shows.
Yep, we totally agree. So let's move on to game number 2, Alterac Pass. Now, this is a map that we talked about and said, even though Ana Maniacs was behind for most of the game, you pretty much need 2 keeps down if you want to realistically try to end the game. Which means that the game is going late pretty much no matter what you do, unless it's an absolute roll. So as long as you have some damage control, the game's gonna go late, which it did.
Yeah.
And Ana Maniacs won a single fight, which you pointed out was 4v5, and boom, it was 2 keeps down to 2 keeps down. Next fight pretty much wins the game. Take us through that game and what happened from beginning to end, from your perspective.
Well, from beginning to end, I'm trying to remember everything. I feel like we had a definite wave clear advantage. We had 2 people who could solo in Artanis and Falstad. We rotated to our camp as soon as it came up, so you saw our camp was taken earlier.
Right away.
Yeah, and by the time the first
games.
one comes up, we were able to grab another one, and we were able to just keep the pressure on in all the waves. And finally, we got to a point where we got that. We had the all 3 lanes pushing with the tribute, and we got that bottom keep, and at that point we know we can't end. We cannot end with this. We've got to try and get that second keep, because it was still like level 16 or something. We're not, and it's not like another map where, okay, it's level 16, let's just go for it. Maybe we get the keep to 50% and die on it, and then we can go for it again later. It's not that kind of game. So
Right.
we wanted to get that second keep down, but we weren't able to get it. I think if we'd been able to get that second keep at that point, the game would have been much shorter. Because Cat is in 2 lanes, 20% armor on the core. We could have won a team fight and pushed, and because even if we win a team fight, unless it's a big wipe like it came there at the end, with 1 keep down, we're not going to finish. If we just get 1 kill and push them back, we probably can't even take that keep if we're injured. But so
they'll do it at level 20 though, and you saw
yeah,
it, and you can't. And the Falstad, they have no way to contest him when you
right.
guys are down there taking the boss. And on
Is
top
that
of
what
that,
you
and
guys
before
were-
that, I
were-
wanted to say something about the you're talking about leading up to that, how you pressured the lanes, and I saw you guys using great use of putting the Falstad in the other lane.
Mhm.
And even Artanis sometimes, and then he would just trust that you guys were not gonna go and die on him, and he would
Yeah.
just push. And that is the best, and that's what got you to your advantage that you had. I mean, you were so far ahead in XP until, of course, that fight. But
Yeah, and then we got someone got picked. I don't know who, and it doesn't really matter. And they were capturing the camp, and at that point I think we had no forts left, or maybe we had 1 fort and bottom left. Maybe there was a little bit mid. I can't recall exactly, but it's one of those situations where they've spent some ults. Maybe we can take this. We've got our medallions up, and then we just sort of fell apart on that. We were talking about we had level 20. We had the eternal gust. We can gust them off, stall it out, and then get all 5 back. And then I was calling for the gust, and then I just screwed up through the mosh pit, and then the gust came out, and we just fell apart on that one particular fight. But fortunately, we had enough lane pressure. We still had all our keeps. We were able to hold on and come back and win it.
I mean,
it was an
a really great.
expertly done game.
Yeah,
It was great.
yeah, it was great. I thought I saw a lot of things that I thought they were really impressive. Honestly, from both teams, it seemed like it may the edge that you guys got was, from my perspective, a lot of the team fighting. You guys just looked like you knew really you had a very good understanding of how to fight the team fights. Do you have anything else that you want to say? Or actually, let me throw it over to Murder. And you got any more questions?
If you had to pick one player on your team to give that, that gold star to for this whole series, who you pick?
Gold star.
You can give it to yourself. Screw those guys.
No,
if you want.
I can't give it to myself. Dang, I honestly think that Jeremy Streetwing is the best player on our team. He doesn't really play a lot of Falstad. He sort of goes back and forth between playing a range damage dealer and playing support. But we had Suikoden on that tonight, so he wound up, picking up. When we saw the Rhaegar come out early in the draft, we knew there was going to be a bloodlust, and we knew we were going to have some way to disengage. And so I would give the gold star to him because he jumped on a hero that he's not as comfortable with and played very well.
I think he
That's
did great.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely ended 5 people. He might not have had the damage, but he was getting the finishing move.
Right.
And then the gust is invaluable.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that game 1 with the Lucio too was just, I mean, so much healing. So dirty.
yeah.
That
And
ban
so many
was,
boops.
that ban was totally warranted because he was just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, I mean, I called it. I was like, they're banning Lucio and they're banning May.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, I
say
called the
Lucio.
May ban. I
The
didn't
May, for
necessarily see
sure.
the Lucio ban, but he definitely had a lot of great boops, and he's a murder machine on Lucio.
Yeah, he had a boop
As
that
every good Lucio should be.
he had a boop that canceled a mosh pit actually.
He does that
in game
routinely.
1. I mean, that's
He
not
does that
as easy as it
routinely.
looks. The boop range is not that
Is
far outside of
Yeah,
the
it's
mosh
just a
pit
few
range.
pixels.
Yeah.
And if you knew just how bad his eyesight was, you would understand just how incredible it is. I mean,
He just
literally,
goes
he
off of
can't.
feeling.
Feeling it. He's just Rain Man in it.
Yeah, it's like he's somewhat colorblind, and he also has like 2200 vision or some such. It's terrible, and he
You have
plays
Daredevil
like a
on your team.
baller. Yeah. But he routinely interrupts ETC mosh pits with Lucio boops.
That's impressive. I mean, I saw it in game. I don't even know if I mentioned it because there's so much going on. But I mean, well done to your whole team. Good luck on the rest of your season. Is there any? I mean, the floor is now yours for shout outs.
Well, first, I want to thank you guys for casting us. We really appreciate it. It's always a lot more fun when you get casted. Second, I want to shout out to everybody on my team. I think they all played incredible. I think everyone, came together. There wasn't a bunch of fighting or, frustration. We, there's always some cases of, somebody makes this call and somebody else wants to do this other call, but we quickly got on board with everything. And, that's really important. And everyone
That's the
was great
most
about that.
important for sure.
Oh, we have somebody.
Yeah.
Is this with you? Who is this?
I have no idea who he is.
Valk, who is this? Oh, you're just popping in to say hi? Hey, that's okay. We welcome all hellos here. So, hey, how's it going? Okay,
I just
sorry.
down my coin toss. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's okay.
Just passing through.
We're doing an interview. You have anything you want to say about the game?
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Okay, well, just say it was a great game.
Yeah,
All right, well, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Hey, thanks, Alan. Hey, great series from you guys, and again, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, looking good. I'm expecting great things.
All right, take care.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for us on this match. Stay tuned. We're gonna to shut down, but we're gonna be back in about 15 minutes for our double header. We're gonna have Cosmos coming at you next versus gosh, why am I only remembering one?
Bronze 6, bruh.
Bit idiot.
This is why I'm the legs now. You're never gonna get to play Cho again.
Hey, I don't like pushing all the buttons there, right? It's hard.
I have to press a lot of buttons too, all right?
Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thanks for all the follows. We got 4 new follows coming in here. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all stick around. I guess we could do a. Does it make sense to do a raid right now? If I'm just gonna spin back up, you know what? We're gonna raid after the next one. So, anyways, catch you all later. We'll be back in a little bit. Thanks again for watching.